I was a Jesus enthusiast. So I had shared Jesus with one girl close to my bed. I did not know that she was dating one senior boy in boys' school. So he said, but there are senior boys led by the hostel prefect waiting for you outside the hall after choir practice. And they said that they are going to beat you because you preached to his girlfriend.
My own chest cannot do that. Beat what you want. I'll be crying before I even reach there and be begging.
We are back again, and the name of our show is
We don't know the name of our show,
and we are not a podcast.
Okay. Hi guys. Welcome again to another episode of our not podcast, and we don't have a name of our show. Thank you very much for the love that we received on our last video. We're so grateful. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to Princess's YouTube channel and also follow me on my social media platform, Instagram and TikTok at Debby. That's it. We'll put the link just below. So please yes, follow and then share our video as well. We want this to reach as many people as it can. You know, to learn from the little things that we
are sharing. So basically just believers discussing
stuff.
And hopefully you're blessed, you're advised, and you also have something to share with us, which you can put in the comment section.
Today we'll be happy to read.
Man. Yeah. What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
Day school versus boarding school.
Yeah.
Which one is better?
Yeah. I can even guess who went to day school and boarding school out of the two of us.
I've already pointed. I pointed.
I did not realize that.
Sorry about that. I didn't know.
Okay.
So we want to know what are the benefits, and if you're a parent and if you attended any one of the two, we want to hear what you have to. I have a lot of things to unburden from my chest.
I don't have a lot on boarding because
I have a lot to unburden.
We were just cruising.
I went to boarding school, so I have questions.
I was a day student. It was, but there's onboarding too, but it's not. I don't think I have boarding like that. It's not boarding.
But the boarding is much here.
Yeah.
You know why? I think the first thing I want to ask is, or the first question should be, why do you think parents go for either of them? Like day school, why do parents go for day? Why do parents go for boarding?
I think for mine, I'm going to speak for myself at this point. I think my parents just picked a day school because that's what they used to. My dad didn't go to boarding school, as far as I can remember. My mom didn't.
Did they have boarding schools then?
They did, I think. Wait, did my mom go to boarding school? I think she did.
Did they have boarding school then?
I think so. I can't remember actually. So I think maybe but I know that our school was chosen simply because it was close to the house.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So if boarding was considered or not, I'm not private, but I know it was one of the reasons. Was one, it was close to the house, and two, my dad had this like really good relationship with the proprietor.
Yeah. That's awesome. So why do I think parents choose boarding school? I think sometimes life happens and then families are not able to ensure that the child has everything they need in terms of supervision. Maybe parents are working, or maybe custody issues, or just family issues. So for that reason, they have to put the child in the boarding house. I would say, however, I feel like the boarding house arrangement was created to be for situations like that, not a permanent thing. Do you understand? Just a short-term thing in terms of where can this child stay while we're sorting out issues at home. Do you understand? So I feel like parents choose boarding house not because they don't like their children or they don't want to be with their children. It's just they might even be living in a place where they feel like the child will be negatively influenced, and they want the child to focus, and a lot might be happening in the home where the child cannot focus and where they cannot properly supervise the child. And so I would say parents actually do make that decision in the child's best interest to send the child to boarding house. So but this one is not in my script. I just want to ask, did you ever fancy like boarding house? Like,
I think what I didn't fancy it, but when I now that I have friends who discuss, boarding house, and then they have like this inside stories and inside gist, I can't relate, and it kind of like hurts because I can't participate in such conversations. So, but growing up, I don't think I really, maybe because the school I went to was not a boarding school to start with, so there wasn't really anything to compare. But it's just now, like when I see, especially when this movie came out and everybody was like, oh my god, you hear this when you're in boarding school and all that. I'm like,
which one?
Madam Koi Koi. I'm like, I mean,
you could not relate.
I could not relate. I couldn't. When the first person that taught me how to iron Milo that went to secondary school, I'm like, seriously? Say yes, I have to make chocolate bonbon thing. I said, wow,
smallest.
Wow. And then because I want to feel along, I'll say, when I was in school, we used to iron our uniform wet in the morning.
Wet.
They were like, I know. We'll go to school in the morning. If you not wash your clothes the night before, you wash and squeeze it over. I said, I did that one. I said, but the ironing mill,
you did not do it.
I not do it. So I think that's just like
like that's awesome. But for me, I think I fancied day school at the beginning because I was like, people can go walk outside, like, and you can go home by yourself. Big girl stores, you go home by yourself. Either you're walking home or you're taking transport. You walk with your friends.
We do that.
You're able to talk to people. However, I realized that another thing is, maybe I'll talk about this in another section, but we used to miss shows. It was so painful. Like shows like When You're Mine, Gardener's Daughter. We will now be waiting for day students to come in the morning, immediately after assembly. They'll
Super story.
Yesterday, do you know what happened? All of us now gather day students. I think that part really pained me, and it made me really fantasize about being a day student. Like, how can I be missing shows? Like every morning, they have to come and gist us that Paloma did this, Diego did that. However, I realized that whenever I go home, like during the holiday period, my siblings used to crave my boarding house stories. They loved it. My sister determined in her heart that she must go to boarding house because of me. So just seeing how much they loved the experiences that were normal to us, like our day-to-day life, and the fact that they didn't have that made me actually love my boarding like a bit more than
they are.
All right, let's jump into the next one. Let's talk about academics. Which do you think fares better in academics? Day students or boarding students?
Well, I did well as a day student, so
I did well too. And I'm being honest. So
no, now if you are going to if you remove boarding and day factor, I think the individual factor also matters. But now if you put the boarding and day, I think boarding is more equipped when it comes to academics because now they're like in control of what the students are reading. Now, I as a day student could say I'm reading and I'm not because my parents are not literally going to sit down there with me. They have work as well. So it's not up to me to actually do what I am supposed to do, whether I do it or not. So it takes like that extra discipline to want to do it. So regarding academics, I actually believe that boarding has, because there's the fact that you have other classmates that you're in the same class with, that you learn the same thing with, to study the things that you've learned. I did not have that. I have to do it. If I don't understand by myself,
that's it.
I'm on my own. That's all.
That's it.
Yeah. So I think I prefer day still, but I still believe boarding kind of tops that.
Yes, I think so. When it comes to academics, I think boarding has the proper structure, just like you said. There's supervision to study when you should study. There are less distractions. At least the Paloma and Diego that we were watching. While you are watching Paloma and Diego, we're having prep.
I was watching.
You're having prep. So we're having prep. So I think the structure is just there for people to do better than they would have done if they were day students. If you're a day student, you have to be extra disciplined and commit that time to reading. But the time is created for you in boarding house. So I think
I like it or not.
Overall, I'm not saying boarding house students are more intelligent. I'm saying that you would most likely fare better academically in the boarding than you will as a day student. Next question: which has better social experiences?
Day. Why do I
say this? If you say so, dear.
Why do I say this? Actually, where do people have to go to apart from your common area? We can choose to go see. I can say I want to go see movies. I remember
when the cinema come out in Nigeria.
Okay, let's not say movie. So growing up, there's this supermarket, right, that we usually visit, and they sell like No, it's not even ShopRite. It's I can't remember the name of the place.
Yeah.
ShopRite when the ShopRite comes to Nigeria.
So where are
It
you
was when we were in
going?
secondary school. But at least the free will to say I'm going out with my dad today. I'm going to my dad's workplace today. I can even say I'm sick. I'm not coming to school. Can you do that?
I can hide in the hostel.
They will catch you. You cannot do that. So social life, and then also we get to meet like different kind of people apart from the classmates that I will see every day.
Yeah.
At least I know that when I go to church, I see different people. When I go to my mom's workplace, I see different people. When I go to my dad's workplace, I see different people. You, when you go to class, you see the same people.
Yeah.
When you go to the hostel, it's the same people.
That's
so
really,
it was we had
really
a more social.
Hi. Going fishing. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had more social experience
Yeah.
than boarding.
I would say, Sha, some boarding schools, you people were really bad. And we know your stories. You have social experience more than day students.
Some of you do
I will
sneak out.
call you. Some of you do sneak out.
Really? That thing is real.
What are you talking about? Boarding school students? That's
you know,
real.
I used to okay, so I've seen it in movies. Yeah, they will say the boarding students jump over the fence to go to party and come back in the night. I used to think that's not possible.
I have an amazing story. Well, it's not my story to tell, but it was just something weird that happened in our boarding school. I went to, just picture this, I went to an all-girls Christian boarding school. You know, in a jail, they have like, maybe, I don't know.
Did you say jail?
Yes. I've never been to jail before, but I assume they have like common area, then they have inside the cell, then they have solitary confinement. So my school was literally the solitary confinement. It's a Christian school, it's an all-girls school, and I was in the boarding house.
I went to a mixed school, a day student, and not a Christian school.
So, but see the amazing thing, in the boarding house, someone got pregnant. Ask me how.
Wow.
You are in an all-girls school. You are in a Christian school. You are in the boarding house. Someone got pregnant in our boarding house.
It was during the holiday. That's the story the school will tell. Like, it's during the holiday that the person got pregnant.
Well, we found out during the school period, like that was when the first earliest symptoms started coming. And then it was after that that we found out that people were still finding a way. Where there is a will,
there's a way. Start a determined teenager.
Where there is a will, there is a way. So for social experiences, I would say some schools do better than others to ensure that there are also social interactions for boarding students. Some schools actually make sure that boarding students always go outside. I cannot overemphasize the importance of just going outside, exploring, having outdoor fun for developing children and teenagers. Like, it just is against God's good nature for children to be locked up in certain places. However, for my own school, we did not have great social experiences.
I think maybe it's a thing with time. I don't know why. I think more boarding schools now are more open to
than there. But even then, we had some of our friends in other boarding schools
that go out.
Yes, they were having trips, they were having excursions, they were having things like that.
Wow.
But we were not
having excursions, nothing. Wow.
Our biggest day was to have fellowship together with boys' school on Sunday. If you see the way we iron our wives that day and the way we apply our Vaseline on our mouths, you think that we're actually going somewhere serious. But for us, that was the height of social interaction that we had. So yeah. So I would say day school takes the lead on that. Which has more negative exposure, day or boarding?
Negative exposure. I'm going to go with day on this one.
Yeah.
Because okay, so negative exposure in what sense?
In terms of there's no social media now, but in terms of, bad media, things that children are exposed to that they should not be exposed to, illicit things. I think like that.
Because day students have opportunities all around them that they can easily get, and with books as well.
Yeah.
I went to a day school, but I was exposed to reading different kind of novels growing up. Harlequin novel was the.
That could happen in a boarding house too.
But they don't stop you guys from bringing it in.
No. Harlequin. We had people sleeping and waking up with Harlequin. That was their Bible morning devotion, night devotion. Harlequin. Meals and
wow.
God
and then but now. Wow.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
So then again, I still feel like because we for day students we have access to like all these things,
Yeah.
like readily.
Yeah.
For a boarding students,
Yeah.
maybe until half term or holiday,
Yeah.
before they have access to these
Or one
things,
of
so
you
to
guys
say,
can bring
or
for
someone
us.
sneaks it in, which
Yeah.
is usually hard, right?
Yeah.
But not impossible.
Not
Yeah.
impossible.
But I think the day students for negative exposure,
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen anywhere,
It can happen
obviously.
anywhere, yes.
Yeah, it can happen in both day and as for
Yeah.
both a day student and
Yeah.
but for a day student, even as for now, I
Yeah.
think for a day student it's more, it's
It's more.
higher.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say the same for a day student is higher, not because boarding students are not also able to be exposed to negative things, especially teenagers. They will always find where there's a will,
Yeah.
like I said, there's a way. If they want to, have access to certain things, they definitely will.
Yeah.
However, for boarding students, it's easier to supervise and it's easier to curb the influences of certain things like that you can. Some boarding schools, their security is so tight, like some things cannot really enter. But some students are very determined, and if they're
Yeah.
determined, they'll find a way.
True.
But however, for a day student, I feel like there's very little things can be easily hidden. They can have access to things, and the things will be easily hidden, and there'll be, less supervision or less curbing of those things having access to them. So I'll say more negative exposure will still be day
Day
students.
student, yeah.
However, boarding house is like maybe you have someone who has COVID and lock them in the room with non-COVID people.
Everybody's COVID.
Everybody's gonna have COVID. So if there is you have anything corrupt or like a bad egg or something, it can spread like wildfire in the boarding house. So you see, boarding house is a lot of work. Any school cannot just open their eyes and say they want to run a boarding house. If your safeguarding is not really tight, you'll be running a hellhole. You won't even know. The students will just be smiling at you, and you won't know what exactly they are doing inside. And whatever it is, that any bad seed that's planted will spread so fast. Meanwhile, you as a day student, you are only going home to see your siblings and only seeing your classmates during the day. As boarding students, you are influenced by these people 247. So if there's not enough supervision, these things can easily fly. So that's how we answer that question.
Agree.
Next, we have, which one do you think is more secure for children, day or boarding?
I don't think as much as boarding is nice, I don't think there's anybody that can secure a child as much as the parents would. That's my personal opinion.
What parents
If you
go to
come
work?
for if parents are at work, the children are in school now.
So were your parents closing 3:34?
Well, I go to my mom's workplace after school.
Okay, fair enough.
And then when she closes,
so
we all go
every
home.
moment your mom is looking at you like this.
I'm in this day I'm doing lessons till she finish work.
That's awesome.
And we go home.
That's actually great.
So
but it's not the case for majority of day students.
For majority of day students, yeah, they usually like in the hands of the nanny or the driver that takes them home and whatever. For security, I mean, boarding students too, they sneak out, so
yeah,
I think it's 50-50 at this point.
True. But anyway, boarding students that are sticking out is a testament to poor security for a boarding school. If you find a boarding school that is, well secured and are very serious about safeguarding, there's no free time in boarding house that somebody is not looking at you.
Sure.
Morning devotion, your house captain is going around to ensure everyone is there. General devotion, in our school we used to do morning personal devotion. They ring bell for that one. Then after that, you do general devotion. That's the head of the room, house captain, is also ensuring that all their house members are there. After that, you have to have your bath and then go for your house captain is also ensuring that all house members are there. Then when we go to the assembly, of course, each class teacher has to ensure that all their class members are there. When you come back to the hostel siesta, there is no time that you will say, let me just can I just disappear that nobody will see me. There really is no time when nobody is looking at you. However, just like I said before, in terms of security, if there is now anything corrupt that enters into the boarding space, it's easier and faster to spread. So you are banking on the fact that you have good house captains, moral house captains, that you have good house parents or boarding house mistresses and house masters, because if those people are bad, it's terrible for the children there. That's just it. it's easy to secure that place, make the boarding secure when you have good hands. But if you have bad hands, the boarding can be a nightmare. Like, and I've heard, of course, I had been doing safeguarding, or I do safeguarding training for schools. So I've heard horrible stories happen in the boarding house. So for security, I would say the boarding has the tendency to be more secure for children, but can quickly go left.
Yes, so 50-50 in my
50
opinion.
50.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is the effect on parental or family relationships? Day boarding, effect of day school on family relationships.
So family relationship meaning child and the parents, or
Yes, the
child
child
and
and siblings.
siblings.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go 50-50 on this. You know
That's
why?
interesting.
Yeah. I would have said day
Yeah.
because it means that you're in constant connection, not connection, but I mean you see your parents every day.
Yeah.
And then you it's almost the same thing at every time.
Yeah.
You're communicating with them almost every time.
Yeah.
So it's easy to develop connection with someone that you see every
Yeah.
day.
True.
But you'll be surprised that there are parents who are present who are there but are not available for their children.
That's sad. Yeah. And it'd be nicer if kids didn't get to
If the
experience
kids didn't
that.
get to experience that. So I mean, it would be best let them just be in boarding, and then when there's
Yeah.
that time, maybe during the
Yeah.
holidays, you have that time for them, then you're there with them.
That's
But for boarding, you realize that there's some children who have deeper connections with their parents and then the boarding house,
yeah.
because you see that visiting day
They really look forward to it.
or that
Yeah.
holiday,
Yeah.
you see that they're in constant communication with their parents and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50. For me, it was easier because I mean, I grew closer to because after work, after
Yeah.
school, I'm in my mom's workplace. That's where I will eat my lunch.
Yeah.
Then we'll do whatever preparation before we go for dinner. So
Yeah.
I'm there, the nanny is there, and then my lesson teacher comes. We do lesson with my siblings, and then we talk and gist, and we roam about in the entire my mom's workplace before we all go home. And then we continue the cycle, and then my dad comes back from work.
Yeah.
And then once dad is back and mom is probably in the kitchen, we're there with our dad in the living room and talking and whatnot. So it was easy to have that,
Yeah.
but I still believe that it's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to choose day based
Yeah.
on my own experience.
I mean, I'm a boarder. I would choose day too because when it comes to family relationship, just like I mentioned, boarding school is a great initiative. Whoever thought about it, genius. However, like I said, it should be a temporary arrangement. The family is going through something right now and they want to ensure that the child doesn't have to experience all that, and they just need some time to sort some things out. The child can be in the boarding house for one session or one term. That's fine, but I don't think it should be a permanent arrangement. I would say something. I actually wish I had more time to spend with my siblings growing up, because the truth is, how long do you have to spend, even as a parent, how long do you have to spend with your child? Once a child has entered the university, you can kiss them goodbye. You might as well kiss them. They're out of the nest, they're out of the crib. So if up until they are 16, or in some countries a secondary school ends at 18. So if up until they're 18, they're away, they never really have had that opportunity to bond with you and to connect with you. So I think it's very important to savor those moments. It's I be savor.
Savor.
Which one is it?
I thought it was savor.
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 Savory. Savor. Anyone, you understand?
Yeah,
cherish those moments. It's very important to cherish those moments because you really don't have forever with them. So I would say, in terms of family connection, they has it. Yeah, they have. I'm not kicking, like I said, I'm not kicking boarding house. It shouldn't be a permanent arrangement. That's what I'm saying. One term is okay, bad as a bad. 1 year, like one class, let the family, sort some things out. But the ideal arrangement should be for, however, I'll make exceptions. Some people, things are going on at home, and home is not even a happy place at all.
So that's not even an option.
Yes, it's not an option. I would rather than a child be, facing some kind of domestic abuse at home, I would rather that the child be in boarding house. But that still buttresses our point that no family connection.
Yeah.
Developing life skills, day versus boarding. Go ahead. Let me hear what you have to say. I'm waiting for you.
Okay, I think we're going to have to give boarding here this time around. I mean, I'm going to support day because I was a day student.
Actually, you can look at it the two ways, but go ahead.
But the reason why I say boarding is in boarding you learn different life skills. One of which is to be able to deal and tolerate with people that are not your family members.
Yes, very important life skill.
If you as a boarding student and you're able to learn that you put your water here and someone take it and you do not fight physical fight. In my house, in the day you hardly have that kind of so you wouldn't even develop that tough skill until you get to university and someone has to your water. Someone took my water. You get so, but for a day student, I mean, even in the university, if you're roommates with them, you know that this person went to boarding house. I can't do anyhow because this person will give it to me as it is hot. But for a day student, it can easily override day students like that. So for development of like some specific life skills like being tolerant, I would give it to boarding. Life skills like being independent, definitely boarding. Because as a day student, even if I want to say I'm independent, I still know at the back of my head somewhere that I can go and meet my mom or go and meet my dad and it'll be sorted. But for a boarding student, you develop that independence whether you like it or not. Then other life skills, maybe like cooking skills, which you probably would not. I, on the other hand, get to experience that because
we're cooking illegally.
With iron. But what do you want to cook apart from Indomie?
And catering practical, really.
Oh, okay. So that.
But definitely not as refined.
Yes. So I mean, in the house as a day student, I get to experience like the cooking skills and just like life skills like cleaning up after yourself and all the basic things, but maybe in terms of independence not as much because there's still that dependence this thing that I have that my parents are here or my siblings are here. Even if I didn't get to wash my uniform, I know that I can always say, can you help me wash this, my sibling or whatnot. But for a day student, you have to literally do all the things by yourself, even the things that you feel like, oh, my parents should be able to provide this for me. The school is the one that is standing in gap for them. And so I'm going to give boarding 50-50, but I think boarding
for me, I'll say yes, boarding also. Developing skills, like you really don't have a choice. I have a very funny story. There was a girl, I remember her name, but I'm not going to say it. I think she was 9 in JS1. So very tiny girl like this, and they brought her to the boarding house, and I could see the fight she fought just to be dropped off. She's grandma's baby. I think the parents deliberately did that because her grandma had been spoiling her, dropped her off in the boarding house. The next morning, someone was even nice enough to help the girl fetch water. Just once they want to make friends now, so they helped her fetch her water. So you are new here, don't worry, we understand. You don't know how things are running. Let's show you. Okay, this is how you fetch your water. Carry the water for her, put it in the bathroom. This girl stood in the bathroom, and everybody was wondering what's happening. Maybe she's waiting a turn because you wait your turn. She stood there. I said, what's going on? She said she's waiting for her grandma to come and bath her.
Hey.
We laughed our heads off. Like you don't know where you are. And I think that's why a lot of parents actually send their children to, boarding schools. Some children have already been spoiled, unfortunately, by the same parents. But they realize early enough that, he's not looking good, man. This person has to go to the boarding school. So you learn independence real quick. And people say boarding students are not street smart. Do you know what it is to finish school with the same uniform that finish a term with the same uniform you started with? You'll be street smart. If not, you close your eye like this, you will not see you will not see anything again. You will not see sandals, you will not see plates, you will not see spoon. So you definitely have to be street smart. So in terms of developing skills, I would say that boarding actually helps develop some very, very important life skills. Things like you said, tolerating others, living with others, social interactions. They are developed. Social interactions. Well, come say with the same people that you see all the time. Cunningness.
You also learn to stand your ground as well.
Yeah, you learn to stand your ground. Yes, because if you don't
want anybody to override you anyhow.
You also learn how to be diplomatic and how to make friends with the right people. It's just the thing about boarding house is like it's like a small ecosystem of like the real world. You're just learning everything. The seniors to join yourself to. You know how to just arrange your life
to balance it
by yourself. So yeah, I'll say
yeah.
I'll give it to boarding house actually. Yeah, developing life skills. Now, which has better training and discipline? Day or boarding?
Training and discipline. Let's start with discipline. Discipline, school, boarding house will discipline the child as a school.
Yes.
Parents will discipline the child as a parent.
Yes.
It can be the same thing.
Cannot.
And then parents can over, I think same as any humans can overreact, especially when a teenager is being a teenager.
Yeah.
So when it comes to discipline, I think because of the kind of structure that is in the boarding,
yeah,
it can be much better. But for parents, their own discipline is usually just winging it. In my opinion.
I don't mean discipline like to discipline a child like punishment. I mean discipline as per behavior, to be a disciplined person. Like, do you understand?
Okay.
Yes, not
so
like to
how
discipline
to be
a child.
being disciplined and
Yes.
okay, I think we should give boarding.
Give us.
Yes, I think boarding. I think let's give boarding.
Give it to
because of the kind of trainings that you get. Again, still goes back to the last question I asked. Because of the things that you learn in the space with other people that are not necessarily family members, you learn these things that like life lessons, lifelong lessons that makes you to like be disciplined in the things that you do.
Yeah,
actually.
True.
And so you find out that, I mean, the lessons might not be for then, but you find a way to use it sometime in future.
Yeah.
Like someone would say that you can't catch a boarding. Someone went to the boarding school in a place where they can't manipulate anything to get themselves okay. Like in terms of feeding and whatnot. When did I learn to cook food with microwave? Or make porridge, make this thing with microwave oats. You want to? They said even iron, they are good to go.
Or
you
water
know?
is scarce and you only have like half
bucket of water. The first time I experienced that using, it was a church
camp
that I went to. And then they were now all those village outreaches now.
Yes.
So we went to the place where they went to fetch water was far. I didn't wake up early. I did not follow them. So by the time water, and I was in the kitchen, so I was able to get water from the kitchen. Was like I'm like, I don't want to manipulate this. And someone told me, said you put soap in the bowl, you soak the soap, and then you wash all your body, and then it's just that one bowl of water I put from head to toe, rinse everything. I said, what is this? For his body, he said, once you use the once you have washed, you wash everywhere. Then you will not take, except first of all, you use it to rinse the necessary parts.
Yeah.
Then the next one you take from your head down to the toe. Don't wash everything once.
Yeah.
It was that same place I also had wash and wear. I be rinse and
rub and
shine.
Yeah.
I said that one, you just wash the important parts and you rub. They'll think about your bath. I said, something I did not learn before. So it was later in life that I learned it, that I was not able to like manipulate it in university because there's scarcity of water. And I'm like, I'm waiting for water to come. You will see other students that are already on their way to lectures. I said,
if you went to the boarding house, you probably fare better in the military than somebody who didn't go to the boarding house, because the discipline there is crazy. And I feel like it really like set me up good for like the rest of the things that I had to do in my life, because when I went to university, I was also in a campus fellowship that was very, very military like. My campus fellowship, shout out to Sovereign Army Fellowship.
Like mine wasn't.
The training was so military like, and a lot of people didn't get back and pass the workers training, but for some reason it was a bit easy for me just going to boarding house. And the discipline in terms of time management, I think that's the first shocker.
With boarding, yes.
Assembly is by 7:38. Borders are up by 5 a.m. As a child, what did I do? Why do I deserve this? But you have to wake up early. You have to learn how to do your chores. You have to learn how to do duty. Like, you're not just thinking about yourself. Hostel has to be clean. Bathroom has to be clean. Compound has to be clean. You learn to do all those things by yourself. Learn to, just manage your resources. There's something we call SAP, SAP. suffering after provision. If you're a body, if you're a body student, you know it. Yes, so some people they don't know how to manage. First 3 weeks like this, they'll be doing an animation for everybody. Like they'll be very generous with everyone with all their provisions. After 3 weeks, brothers will go and start begging the students. So after a while, you now gain experience. You know how to budget. You know how to do your
training
provision economics and how you divide it, so that some people they even save to the point that is the last after exams they will now bring out everything bazaar, eat it all, lock everything from this. Don't pull on me.
It's good to be outside.
We are in the wild, fam. We're in the wild. We have been attacked by all types
of animals.
And
even animals in the air, and
even human beings have attacked us today. So I'm just looking out for myself because that bird seems to be having a running stomach. But
we shall survive.
So I think that for discipline, I think boarding house takes it.
Boarding house, yes.
A home can be like that, but the parents have to be very, very deliberate.
Yes.
Very
and also deliberate up to the point where you don't let the child now hate you.
Yes,
because I know a lot of people who come out of boarding house and say, "Oh my God, the experience was horrible and everything." So if it's like almost similar experience, they just end up hating you as a parent.
And you as a parent, sometimes you are tired. True. So the when you sleep in today, the child says, "Mommy, you too slept."
Yeah.
When boarding house, there's nothing like that.
There's nothing like that. True.
Let's talk about that's all the questions we have. Any specific interesting memories about day school you'd like to share?
Well, day school, I remember it was interesting. I mean, the fun of the fact that I think one major thing is if you are not in good terms with on good on good terms, you get it with someone, and the fact that you don't have to tolerate that person the entire term is something. I think I guess that's what we get to enjoy.
Yeah.
I can say I'm fighting with this person.
Yeah.
Right. I just have to tolerate you for the remaining a number of times that we have classes together.
Yeah.
And that's the end.
Yeah.
Once I go back to my house, you're forgotten.
Yeah.
For a boarding student, I don't think you guys have the luxury.
No.
You still have to go back and deal with that person.
Yeah. You have the luxury of enjoying premium fights.
So I, on the other hand, can choose to say I'm ignoring this person the entire time in school, and then I go back to my house and you're forgotten, you're out of my memory. Same goes with crushes and loves and everything.
Yeah.
So you can say, "Oh my God, this guy today," and then you now go back and like, what is at the back of my mind? Yeah. And then another interesting thing is during day school when MTN extra cool MTN. Thank you. More MTN extra cool started that time. It helped the people's relationship life. So day students had that. I did not really do extra cool like that, but my sister, because we shared bedroom. Oh God, I did not used to sleep. It was like as if I was doing extra cool because I did not have MTN phone to be doing extra cool.
Yeah.
So it helped.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a pro for day students because they get to like talk to people, and of course it's other day students.
We were speaking in phones, though.
Your matron is watching you now.
Don't tell my matron.
So I think that also was good as well. And then just the freedom in itself. Yeah. So it was good. And then we also get to celebrate, the sweet part of, different celebrations.
Yeah.
We get to experience other classmates' birthdays, our own birthdays. We get to like organize that. I hear what you guys do is you mold
Gary cake. We do premium Gary. Gary cake.
We didn't do that.
We do Gary cake. Yeah.
I didn't do that. We had normal cake.
No, we had fun. You see the thing I love about boarding houses. I have so many. See, I will do another video for just crazy experiences I had in boarding house. Let me tell you, I had some experiences when I watched Madame Koi Koi. I laughed because I was like, it's very mythical to people that watch it. Like, of course, even me now, I know so much better as a believer. So many of those things are very mythical to me. But I'll tell you some experiences that till today I can't explain that happened in boarding house. And these students will just be waiting for us to hear the gist.
Yeah.
One student to say she's a witch. Oh, she will do all kind of funny manifestation. Like,
I know different stories that I've also heard. That's why I said, at the beginning, I said I can't relate.
First-hand stories.
Me, I did not have it. It's what we hear. So that's why when I have friends who have gone to boarding house that tell me this story, I'll be like, wow. See, there was one story that I heard. That they said there was one, I don't know who told me the story. that the girl that was the boarding students, you guys make your hair yourself.
Yeah.
Then I said the girl removed her neck and put her. In my mind, I know that that's not possible.
See,
but we're interested in the story.
Of course. See, let me tell you. If you tell me something like that now as an adult, I can fight you because it's against my reasoning and better judgment. But see, I need to tell you something. I saw some things with my eyes. Like anybody that attended in my school, BGA, Baptist Girls Academy, around my set, if I mention a particular name, Senior Martha, you know what we are talking about. Like, we saw things that normally, and then again, because children are dramatic, many of those girls might have been acting. Boy, it was good fun, man. It was really, really good fun. I love the birthdays. I love the Gary cakes. I love the gisting. Sometimes you just gist all night. We can't be sleeping in class. We just gist all night. There's so many lovely experiences. I had lovely experiences in the boarding house.
I had lovely experiences outside of the boarding
house. I had some bad experiences too. One senior did not like me. Then her punishment for me was to say, "Don't say Princess breakfast." Don't say. This senior was starving me. And she was hostel prefect. So yes, she say your bed is not properly, like, I knew that she didn't like it because there was nothing I would do that she would say your bed, is it me you're rolling your eyes at no lunch? Is it me that you're no breakfast? Is it me that you're
and the matrons won't give you the food?
No, it's students that serve the food. Seniors are the alpha and omega in boarding house. I have 2 experiences to share. I'll share the second one. So she'll say no lunch. No, I noticed that I've been starving in this hostel. So I went for dinner one day that let me just do my all possible best to be on this, not to do anything wrong, so that at least I can eat dinner. So I went there, and then my friend and I were talking, and then the senior said, "Silence." She now pointed to me and my friend, "Stand up," that we were talking. And I said, "No, that was my friend talking to me." She now said, "I'm talking back to her."
Hey,
blah, 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 blah,
blah. No dinner.
That my friend should sit down. Me, I should kneel down and hands up and close, your eyes and something like that.
But that's bullying, Sha.
But then house. So I knelt down, I hands up, I closed my eye, and then she was like, I don't know, she was just insulting me. "You're stupid" or something. That day I was so mad. I said, "I'm not stupid." She said, did you just talk back to me? That's how she was charging at me. I don't know what took over me. I'm not proud to say I beat every hunger, every food,
every starvation,
that everything that she had done to me that day. I forgot who was senior, who was junior.
Oh my gosh!
I used all the anger. I'm only happy the fact that they didn't call my dad, because that would have been really bad.
Would have been bad.
If they called my dad, they didn't call my dad. However, she had to go to the medical center.
It was that bad.
It's not even as if it was that bad though. She already has the existing medical condition that she's looking for trouble like this. So
oh god,
it was not my proudest moment, but I can promise you that she never disturbed me again.
It's good to show them sometimes.
I'll tell you my second story. We might end with this. So very, very, very funny story. So we used to have church with boys' school. So on Saturday we'll go for like choir rehearsal if you're like in the choir and things like that. In boys' school, they had a very big hall where we used to use for their school hall. That was where we used to use. So we'll go for practice and everything. So me, I was a Jesus enthusiast. So I had shared Jesus with one girl close to my bed. I did not know that she was dating one senior boy in boys' school. That's how I went to.
We need to do something on secondary school love relationship ish.
I won't have a lot to say though. But
no, I won't. But like share from other people's experiences, because I didn't date in secondary school as well. So I saw it
as what?
What's the point? It was cliche to me.
There was no point. Where are you people now?
No, some of them are still together.
How many is the sum? 1%. 1%. So this day, we now went to rehearsal in boys' school, and one of my school daughters came to meet me. She just whispered to me, "Senior Princess, I don't know how you are going to do it, but there are senior boys." Mention the name of the senior boy. Don't let me mention his name so you will not trend. But I know you. He was either hostel prefect or assistant hostel prefect of Babsakad that year. So he said, "But there are senior boys led by the hostel prefect waiting for you outside the hall after choir practice, and they said that they are going to beat you because you preached to his girlfriend." And the girlfriend went to break up with him. That I preached to her. That I did not tell her to break up with her boyfriend. I only preached to her that she's not going to tell her boyfriend that it's me that preached to her that is making her to break up with him.
Oh my god! I think the girl also wanted to break up before. She just
don't know. She now puts me there. So I said no problem. I did not even hear one thing they said in that choir practice again till the end. I just said, gosh, what am I going to do? As if I should pee on my body. I was in like GS2, GS3, and this person was in SS2 Agbaya. That's how we finished. You're laughing. That's how we finished choir practice. I was stalling. I said I still have to go. That's how I was going. I just said, Princess, stop there.
You not run.
Run, okay. So where's he go do my steez?
At that point, I don't think there was steez.
I was forming steez though.
How the
But inside of me, I have melted to liquid form. I just forming steez. I looked at them, and that time they used to say that I was very proud. My self-confidence at that time, even though many times I was not sure of what I was doing, but you never catch me lacking. So he called me and said, so you are the one, you are the holier than thou that's telling people what to do with their life. I heard I have been talking bad about me in your hostel and everything. He said, who do you think you are that you can? I just said, yes.
Hey!
Wait, so this is what I did. Let me put this in now. I just said, yes. Save me on the talk. I put my hand. Beat what you want to beat. I have somewhere to go to. I say, the whole school scattered. In my heart, I've died because let me tell you something that you don't know about me. I cannot chop cane. Cane, it doesn't matter how small it is, I will barrage. So I knew in my heart of hearts that I was fronting and that I know that if they should land me cane, I'm going to roll on the floor in this place. I just said, yes, save me on the stress. Flog what you want to flog. I have somewhere to be.
Did he flog? He don't fit. He don't fit.
He don't flog me. He was so shocked. He looked at me. All the guys were laughing. He just said, God save you. You can go. Hey! My leg was shaking as I was going like this. Do you know that I saw this person in the university? I saw him in one of our Yem supermarkets in the University of Lagos. Immediately I saw him, I recognized him. Of course, you can never forget somebody like that. He recognized me. He now came to me. He now said, sorry, do I know you? I said, sorry, I don't know you. He said, from secondary school. I said, sorry, I went to an all-girls secondary school. I said, sorry, I went to an all-girls secondary school. He said, no, but there was like a boys' school there. I said, yes, but I was in boarding house. I didn't really talk to anyone. He said, yes, I was also in the boarding house. I said, I'm sorry, I don't really know your face. So sorry.
Now you know.
Now you know that I know you. And I do that deliberately because you are weak. I have.
I hope you don't do that anymore, sir. Bro.
Boarding house was amazing. It had so many lovely stories. So that's my perspective. Let us know what you think.
My own chest cannot do that. Beat what you want. I'll be crying before I even reach there. I'll be begging. Sir, please.
Those things for you. No. See, boarding house is a jungle. It's just like all these mafia movies you watch. If you go there and you're doing like they will take advantage of you more. So it's only things like that will put you in. Even though it was a gamble with me, but that thing solidified my rep. Throughout. So that's my experience.
I wouldn't have survived boarding school. I don't think I would have.
You would have developed some skill that you didn't know you had there, and you would have been. Let's know what your boarding house experience is. Let's know your most interesting day of boarding experiences.
Yeah. And if you prefer boarding or day.
Yes, let us know. Boarding versus day. We should do poll. Can YouTube do poll in the comment section? I think it's Instagram that can do poll.
We can put it on Instagram on my.
Yeah.
So you can vote there.
Vote.
Day or boarding student.
Versus boarding.
Definitely day.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's
been lovely today. So remember, it's not a podcast.
It's not a podcast. We're just discussing. We have many more discussions to go. So like, subscribe, follow,
and share. See you next time.
Bye.
That was fun. I love it. Princess, you have chest too.
I'm telling you. I saw him.